I'll be on
This is great. This is great. When you would come on television as a kid and say that you were the greatest, did you realize that one day you'd be recognized as the greatest? Did you realize the impact you would have on society?
I didn't really believe it. I had a good idea that I would.
Mm-hmm.
I did my best to achieve it.
Yeah, I mean, you were an influence on not only athletes, but you were an influence on everybody, on me. Even when I do, you.
Is that why you talk so much?
Well, kind of. When I do interviews, I say, I'm the greatest talk show host of all times. I'm pretty than Sajak. Look at me. Sajak ain't with me. Look at me. I'm greatest. I'm the greatest. The greatest of all time. Yeah. They cannot talk me. They cannot talk me. I'm the greatest. You influenced everybody. Who was your influence?
A boxer named Sugar Ray Robinson.
Really? Yeah. Yes.
And Joe Louis.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the Brown Bomber. Yes. They say that some fighters are born and some fighters are created. Which were you?
Hatched.
Really? Hatched. That's kind of born, I guess.
I would say created. I wasn't born boxing.
Oh, really?
At one time, I didn't know how to box, so I learned.
Now, why did you decide to take up boxing?
Money.
Really?
Well, I started boxing at 12 years old, and I had natural ability. So one step led to another one. The Golden Glove Championship, the Olympics, then pro.
Yeah. What's the hardest you've ever been hit? Who threw the punch?
Boxing?
Yeah, boxing.
A guy named Ernie Schaefer.
Yeah.
They recognize him.
Yeah, he hits hard.
Hit me so hard, I dropped my kinfolks in Africa.
That's amazing. You often fought guys, and I'll be honest with you, like, say, for instance, George Foreman. I didn't think you were going to be able to beat George Foreman.
Me either.
Oh, really?
I was nervous.
Really? What other fights made you nervous?
Sonny Liston. Smoking Joe Frazier.
Really?
And my first wife. What was your toughest fight?
Oh, man. Barry Dillard, The Late Show Fox. Yeah. Oh, man. Who do you like today in the fighting game?
Tyson.
Really?
Tyson is so rugged, so awesome. Hitting. Everybody fighting, knock him out.
Yeah. Yeah, you used to name your opponents that you'd fight and knock out. Where did you come up with the names?
When I first fought Sonny Liston, one day I just said, "You big ugly bear." They start promoting it. Ali fights the bear.
Yeah.
So as I would go along, I named different fighters.
Yeah.
I don't want to call no names now. If I fought you, I'd name you the Squirrel. Some people look like certain animals.
Yeah.
That's not that happy. You resemble a squirrel.
Well, you know, when the greatest of all time says you a squirrel, you a squirrel. I'm gonna take a commercial and try to get a nut. We'll be right back. We're going to take a quick commercial. We'll come back with these champions. In a minute. You've talked extensively about how this man influenced you as a boxer. Why don't you talk to them about it?
Well, it's no big secret that I emulate Muhammad and Sugar Ray Robinson because they transcended the sport of boxing. They brought entertainment to a sport that was highly criticized because of the nature of the sport. And I'd like to take this time to thank Ali because he made it possible for me and Mike to be in this position.
I don't want your hand, I want your wallet.
You want money from you and Stallone. If you had to name him, say for instance he were an opponent.
Oh, come on, man.
What would his name be?
The Rabbit.
The Rabbit. He'd be Rabbit 2.
Don't say that. It's TV. It's television, man. It's still television.
Yeah, rabbits are cute.
They multiply, too.
That's an interesting retort. You are a student of boxing. You study all these films. You got this stuff that you bore your friends with and make them watch and everything. Out of all your stuff you look at with Muhammad Ali fighting, what's your favorite?
Muhammad Ali and Cleveland Williams.
Really?
That was a beautiful fight, man. That was artistic.
It's Ali at his best. Excuse me? I wasn't even born. It was 66, wasn't it? Was it 66? It was 66 in Houston Superdome.
Yeah.
I was 10.
I wasn't born yet, I don't believe. You know what, I'll tell you, a long time ago, it was in the Bronx, and I was in a detention home for bad kids, right? And Muhammad came and he visited us. And this was at the time the movie The Greatest was out. So all the kids sat down and we watched the movie The Greatest. And then Ali came in, and this is a funny story. Once I saw him and I saw his impact and what kind of aura he came once he entered the room, by no means, from watching him fight, I knew I could never copy or emulate his style because he was so far advanced as far as technology and everything. You know, he was the future as far as boxing was concerned. I said, I'm going to be like him. And I meant as far as being famous, having money, and just be me, the way I am now. You know what I mean? I said, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be just like this guy as far as success is concerned. I tell him this all the time. I must have been 10 years old then. And he said, God, get out of here. No one wants to hear it or anything. But if I never met him that time, I would never been the person I am now.
Now, did you actually get to talk to him?
Oh, yeah, I talk to him all the time. He never wants to hear it. He's like, get out of here, get out of here.
Yeah. No, I mean, back then at the detention
I could never get close to him because I was like the bad guy, all the troublemaker.
She had on brown pants, yellow shirt?
Everybody had brown pants and yellow shirt.
You remember? Oh, everybody had that. Oh, okay. That was the uniform.
No doubt.
Now, what was it about that Cleveland Williams fight that you liked?
Because you watched them, you know what I mean? That was him at marvelous physical shape. When you watch him in the later years, you know what I mean? His personality reflecting, you know what I mean? His characteristics, you know what I mean? And his character overwhelming everyone, you know what I mean? Because it's deep down belief. And totally manipulating the human mind at that time. And when fighters at particular times before him was just authentically tough. You hit me, and who's going to land the first blow, and who's going to take it. It's like I was saying, this authentic tough man, he's coming in, and he was just so marvelous, and he just outthinked them, and he would make them believe they were tired. He would talk to them.
A scientific approach.
It was just totally unbelievable.
That's what I told him to say.
You know, I know at this time it's very hard to believe, because sometimes, you know, I guess, I don't know. You know what I mean? I'm shocked right to be here with the Sugar Man and the Greatest, you know what I mean? Really
Yes. He mentioned talking to your opponent. Did you talk to a lot of your opponents? Now, you told me this wasn't true, but Frazier claims in this videotape that they've rent that you told him that you were God or something like that. That's not true, though, right? What would you say to a Joe Frazier when you were in the ring?
Yeah, in trouble, sucker. I'm not talking bad about you.
Uh-huh.
This is anybody.
Yeah, but you would talk to your opponents.
I got that from a rascal named Gorgeous George.
Gorgeous George, yeah. Yeah, Gorgeous George talked a lot of stuff.
Never won, though. He didn't win as many bouts as Ali did, though.
Yeah.
In fact, I learned to talk trash by watching all this.
Really, you talk to your opponents, Ray?
Yeah, in a very subconscious manner.
Now, what do you mean by that?
Well, just reverse psychology. And it didn't work with Tommy Hearns.
I can't imagine Ray talking trash. By any means, would you care for a few more of these uppercuts?
Do you talk to people, Mike? You talk to people?
Mike doesn't have to talk to nobody.
You've never talked to an opponent in the ring? You have?
Yeah, Tyrell Biggs.
Really? What'd you say to Tyrell?
In one incident, he said, wow, you're throwing elbows too? I said, you're gonna die. Your elbows, you're gonna die.
You know what? It's probably our pleasure to have this moment just to tell you how bad you are, man, and just sit down and kick it with you. You are truly the greatest of all times. Muhammad Ali.